Hello everybody, just want to do a quick review of two dice sets that I just received from the Enchanted Vault and Other Dice by Everything Dice Kickstarter. First off, got a 7 die set here. This is the Dreamwalker set. Comes in a nice little cardboard box, neat little artwork on there. Open it up in this nice little padded case for the dice to sit in. Alright, so I've ranked the dice here in order from my least favorite to my most favorite for this set. First off, just want to say the set, beautiful sharp edges. Each side is clear, polished very nicely. The numbering's all done very well. It's bright, easy to see, completely filled in, no smear marks. But a couple of dice have a few issues. So first off, the D12 here. It's probably my least favorite. I don't know if it's easy to see here, but it's just a massive clump of this gold foil. Just overwhelming this. And it honestly makes it a little bit hard to see some of the numbers in low lighting, and it just kind of looks a little sloppy. So I know each of these dice is handmade, so you're going to get, different ones for each one, but mine just came, not as nicely as I would have liked. Next up, the D4 here. Now this one, it actually looks pretty good face on, but it's a little hard to tell here. You get shadowing from the other numbers. So when you're looking at it on the table there, sometimes it can be a little hard to see the number just with all that extra stuff going on. Otherwise, it's executed pretty well. The D10 here, it's got a same issue here. Now, if you kind of look, all the foil is settled to the bottom there. So some of these numbers you look at, and there's hardly anything going on, whereas other ones are just kind of completely overwhelmed with that gold foil. So again, I think that was just kind of got unlucky here and just how this one turned out. But moving on, the D20 here, right? King of the die. Well, unfortunately, mine is just kind of completely covered in gold foil on some of the numbers. It's a little hard to pick up, but at a distance, it just makes some of these numbers a little hard to see compared to other ones. Especially if you've got some bright light, it really reflects off of that gold foil underneath and kind of washes out the numerals. But moving on, the rest of the dice actually turned out pretty well. D100 here is pretty nice. It's got a nice gold chunk at the top there, which I think kind of highlights nicely the other numbers. The D8 here, executed very well, looks great on the table. And the D6, my favorite. I love these large numbers, very clear, easy to see. The foil distribution and the colors of the resin just really works well. One thing to point out with all these dice, you want to play in some good lighting conditions. When I first got these, I opened it up at night. I'm in my game room. I've only got a single light on, and it really muted the effects. I was kind of underwhelmed at them. They really shine in daylight, bright lights. So to get the most bang for your buck, make sure you're playing in a well-lit room here. I'm going to open up the shade here so you can hopefully see under some natural lighting conditions, the bright sun here. I'm going to put a top view here. And this is where these dice really shine. I mean, these look absolutely gorgeous in the sunlight, or at least bright lights. That's where you really get your bang. So take that into effect. If you're playing in some low light conditions, you're really not going to see the full effect of these dice. They really need some good lighting conditions. And also kind of the background, right? This is my green felt die tray. Kind of mutes the colors a little bit. Put them here, kind of on this little work pad. Helps brighten them up. And then got them on my white background table here. This is where they really start to shine. So if you have kind of a lighter surface that you can play these on, that's really going to help make these look a lot better. And you also want that surface to be padded. These are sharp-edged resin dice. That's going to chip and wear away if you're playing on a hard surface. So if you've got some sort of lighter colored padded surface you can play these on in some good lighting conditions, these dice are going to absolutely kill it on the table. All right, thank you. Bye. Here we have set number 2 that I received from the Everything Dice Kickstarter. This is the Sorcerer Ascendant 7 dice set. Once again, you get a nice little cardboard box with some neat artwork on it. Open it up, nice cushion inside to keep your dice safe. Once again, the dice are executed very well in their form and shape. You've got nice sharp edges, highly polished, clean surfaces for all the faces. and just executed well. Unfortunately for me on this set, I think I just got a little unlucky with the gold foil distribution on the inside. Once again, I've ranked the dice from my least favorite to my most favorite. Starting with the D6, this is probably the biggest disappointment. If you look here, the color banding on this one is just really apparent. And especially on some of these numbers, that really just kind of kills the effect. You know, it just doesn't look that great at all. The 5 here, that looks awesome. But unfortunately, a lot of these other faces, it's just not a good look. The D20, all right. This one is actually, most of the die looks great. I love it. But then you've got this giant clump of gold foil here on the 9, 6, and 16 that just really makes those numbers hard to see. D10 here's got the same issue with the 9. It just really blocks that one out in your lighting. A lot of the other numbers, though, they look great. D8 here's done pretty well. Like the look of this one. Foil's done a lot better. The D4, got a big chunk there on the 1 that kind of washes out the 1 at the top. But that's okay. I mean, that just makes it obvious that that's the one. Otherwise, get all the other sides in here. These look really good. D100's executed very well. Foil's distributed great in there. This one looks great. I really like this guy. And then the D12. This one here, again, that foil distribution is kind of funny. It's executed really well throughout most of the die. Numbers are easy to see, and then it's almost like a celebration burst around the D12, the 12 side there. So that's kind of fun that, you know, you roll that one and you kind of see it's like almost like you get a confetti explosion on that guy. This set, I like it a lot. The only issue is with that gold foil behind some of these numbers, it kind of washes them out, especially because they're in a gold themselves. Now, I think if they'd done smaller foil pieces or even a little bit less inside each of the die, then you'd really get a lot better effect. I don't know if you could change that numeral color and not lose something, because that gold numbering on the purple background looks really good. It's just unfortunate when you get a lot of that foil in there and it starts to really kind of block out some of your numbers. Now this set, in bright lighting, gets a lot harder to see the numbers. I mean, it looks great in the sun, like love the color shining through, but it really starts to obscure some of the numbers. You really kind of got to get close to see what is that, just with all that gold foil behind them. Again, you don't want to play in the dark though, because when I opened these up at night, they were really muted. And just kind of, you got to have, I'd say, kind of a medium level of lighting with the Sorcerer Ascendant set here. They're executed great. I just think they just need smaller and a few less pieces of gold foil in each of the die. And that would really make this set shine. Again, maybe it's kind of the background will help with some of that. Put it on that lighter surface here, makes it a little better. And then if you have something really light, again, that's going to help kind of those colors and those numbers shine through. All right, everybody. That's my review of the Everything Dice sets for Dreamwalker and Sorcerer Ascendant. I hope you got something out of this. I really like these dice, and I look forward to playing with them. Thank you. Bye.